What if the concept of force balance in our everyday experiences isn't what we have always assumed? Imagine looking at something stable, a glass resting on a table, a car on a bridge, or a light hanging from the ceiling. These objects seem calm and steady. Yet, is it really just a matter of nothing happening as they sit there, appearing perfectly balanced? According to energy filament theory, the idea of force balance isn't a static condition where everything stops. Instead, it's a temporary alignment of a complex web of forces and tensions, a tension ledger, if you will. This tension isn't just some abstract concept but something that constantly works, even when we don't see it. Let's consider a simple scenario. Imagine placing a glass of water onto a thick wooden board. At first glance, the wood looks still, but underneath, a process is happening. Gravity, pulling downward, triggers a series of changes in the board's structure. The fibers within the board are rebalancing themselves. In some areas, the fibers become more compressed, while in others, they stretch a little. The pressure from the glass and water is then transferred down through the legs of the table, and ultimately to the floor. This creates a network of tension pads, from the glass to the Earth's core. What you see is just a glass that appears still. But in the field of forces, a whole intricate web of forces is aligning, adjusting, and balancing. The so-called balance occurs because these forces are perfectly counteracting one another at a macro level, preventing any movement. But on a microscopic level, the materials aren't simply still, they're continuously making small adjustments. There are slight shifts between the fibers, subtle vibrations in metal beams, and imperceptible noises. These minor adjustments are the building blocks of the tension field. They help the forces distribute and dissipate, ensuring the system remains stable. Over time, these tiny vibrations and shifts that seem insignificant can build up. You might think of a bridge collapsing suddenly, but what really happens is that it's been undergoing gradual wear every time a car drives over it or the wind blows against it. With each passing moment, the forces accumulate in certain parts of the structure. Eventually, the tension ledger fails to keep the forces in balance, leading to cracks and ultimately, the collapse of the structure. So when we think of force balance, it's not about the absence of forces, but rather the constant recalibration of forces within the system. These forces redistribute themselves through intricate pathways and systems, keeping large-scale displacements from occurring. The subtle vibrations, the constant movements that we don't usually see or hear, are actually the fingerprints of time, the invisible forces and energy adjusting and compensating for any disparities. Think about how a skyscraper's glass wall stays in place, or how road signs that have been up for years don't just fall off. They're not static, not idle, they are constantly working, maintaining their balance in ways we don't immediately recognize. The movements, the adjustments, are so small and continuous that we only see the final result. But this is where energy and tension are doing their work, quietly but powerfully. It's only when we look more closely at the micro level, at the tension ledger, that we begin to see how the world around us stays balanced. So, the next time you walk by something that seems immovable, consider that it's not simply sitting there in perfect balance. It's actually continuously recalibrating. And this unseen process is what keeps everything intact. Tap follow, share it on New Physics, Clear Universe.